Welcome back everyone. Here we are, new project day, another book nook, down the rabbit hole, sort of Alice in Wonderland themed. Doesn't have a whole lot of details in the front. I don't think it's quite that psychedelic on the inside, although it might be. Let's see here. I found the pieces and everything yesterday, I thought. Maybe not. Okay, don't have a rating or pieces or anything on there, so we'll just pop her open and see what we got. And while I'm doing that, this is what I do here. I buy these kits and build them step by step, mostly in real time. You get to see all my successes and all my failures, and how I hopefully fix those inevitable failures as they come up. Upload daily and just trying to have a good time. We're not solving the world's problems, we're just building silly models and having a bit of fun. If you've seen any kits or builds or sets or you want me to take a shot at, feel free to drop it in the comments. I'm always looking to add on to my list. And I've got the most intelligent audience on YouTube because y'all provide me with nothing but the best options. So, got a sleeve. This one's by MiniCity. And that sounds familiar, but I can't remember if I've built one of these or not before. But it looks like they make plenty of kits. So let's see what this one is. And, okay, come with a free sample tube of B7000. I like that. That stuff's always handy. What I found to be fairly useless hammer, but I've heard some people do have good luck using that thing, but I don't. Let's see, got us a rubber snake, a couple of orbs, looks like a mirror, battery box, wax, little tweezers, sanding pad, some are they book stickers or are they book paper? Let's find out right quick. They are book stickers, but not many books do, and a playing card. And I think that's probably some more tape. Sort of see the outline of it there. I generally use glue instead of that tape. I found a little bit easier, and that, like I say, a little paraffin. And that's all that's in that little bag of goodies. And we got our stuff on those. Got an acrylic dust cover. Some more acrylic bits. Butterfly wings, maybe fairy wings. We'll have to wait and see what that turns into. And instruction manual. Looks like fairly clear writing. Should be fairly clear printing rather. So, and the writing, we shall see how their translating device worked. But that's all our contents. Let's take a look at our sheets, and then we'll jump in and get going on this thing. So. Come on. Just so I forgot to put Snoopy on. Let's take care of that before I go a step further. Okay, looks like, yeah, that's a back cover because there's our battery compartment. And, oops, a little low. We do have printing on both sides of some of them, so that's always good. There's one side, and it's interior. Other side. Nice graphics on those. Going into our bits and bobs. Looks like plenty of delicate detail pieces there. Is that yeah, and that is all through there is accordion piece. That's something's going to wrap around something there. Ought to be interesting. Okay. There's Alice, it looks like. And our rabbit. Keep an eye out for the Cheshire Cat. nicely. Alright, excellent. Alright, so take a quick gander at the instructions and see how many pages it is, many steps it is, and go from let's take it feels like a fairly thick book, but it's not. Inventory there, graphs of our pieces, and then starts up on page 5, and looks like 33, so yeah, let's just put, okay, it does, okay, not many steps in the last couple of pages, so what, so 27, 28 pages, depending on how you count them, in finished product there. Okay, it looks like I get to build a neat little house. I just saw that. That'd be cool. Alright, so I'll grab the first few steps and we'll get rolling on this thing. Okay, they're jumping right in with us making our books, but like I said, there's only 8 of them, so it shouldn't be too terrible this time around. Lined up best I can. And that looks like a pretty good. Sometimes they have big overhangs on them, so it's always nice to get them that they're fairly close to the size of the actual blanks. That's a little bit's alright, but they're not going crazy with it, so that's good in my book. There it goes. Pretty straightforward. I think we're going to get a pretty good bit going. If we get where I want to get to, we're going to have a pretty good structure built up by tonight, and I'm not going to have any books in it. I don't know why these sets always seem to start off with these little bitty pieces and then just don't use them forever. Oh, I just realized I hadn't turned my fan off now. Y'all probably don't need the high-pitched whine going over on this. Okay, books completed. Put you aside. The next thing, get to do our folded up book, so that means scoring. Take my ruler and a pick, and hopefully this marked up so we can make the folds relatively quick. Good. But pull that down. Don't want to do that. Okay, that's just the edge. It'll be alright. And on these, I actually have to look over there at my monitor to find the lines on these. They're not well defined. A much better view of them. I say not looking at where I'm working, which is weird. I don't know how doctors do that with the arthroscopic surgery and everything like that. But they get paid a lot more than I do too, so I guess I can probably get better at it if I... Alright, should fold up rather neatly. And okay, but I don't need to do that tonight because according to the picture I'm supposed to leave the outside edges exposed, you know, the sticky showing. So I need to save that, wait until I get somewhere to stick it before I start peeling that off and folding it, I believe. So I'm gonna stick a pin in that. I didn't realize, like I say, they show it, you know, I don't have anything where to store that where it wouldn't get stuck on something, so I'm not gonna disengage that yet. So on to the next bit, which I think will be a little more fun anyway. Build us a little table. Got a couple of little peels on here, at least one little peel. Well, it looks like it's one peel. It's supposed to be, looks like it's supposed to go in there. According to the picture it is. Okay, there it goes, yeah. Definitely don't have to glue that one, it's going to be a solid fit. Actually. Guess that is, okay, I'm actually, that's what I need to do, need to push down on it because it's not quite that thick. Push down, make it flush. Yeah, that gets the top nice and flush there. Okay, whoop, come back here. Okay, and let's see our horsey guy. Go over here, and then our key gets glued on the top here somewhere. I'm gonna try and put it over top of this little, at least one of these little holes. Dot on both sides. See if I can't get the key to drop in there. Like so. Okay. Now, base goes, that little leaf goes to the outside, according to the picture, so like that. Need to give some spares in case you're like me and have a tendency to break stuff like this. Pretty tight quarters on this last one too. Alright, there we go. Base in place. Now, maybe that's all in there. Okay, should put the key on last. Notice. Jiggle. Okay, there it went. Okay, got our little table. Key back around. Top of that little hole there. You're not in place. I think that's the one. Good. Okay. I think that's about as good as I'm going to get it because it seems to be caving in on me. I think it's going to be. Yeah, it's not going up into the That's just peeling that veneer off now. A little bit. Okay, there it went. I think that's the one. Okay, yeah, they're all mounted up into the top now. Key in place. Table. Extra. Maybe. Yeah. Okay. Well, that was more difficult than I was expecting it to be, but got there in the end. So, side. Now we got our floor. Got our little chest piece. Let's see, it's got us oriented like so. And this guy here. And this here. So we got that going on there. And we're going the table on with the horses supposed to be sort of looking over the edge into there. Okay, so just a few drops of glue. Swizz around. Placed pretty good now. Just like that. Okay. I'm thinking this is going to be the front, so that's, I don't mind. You can see a little line there, but this line, it blends in right there good, so I'm good with that. Okay, now I can set you aside and let that dry for a bit while we work on our next little bit. So I got some curtains in the doorway. Got the outline of them there, like so. I'm going to be able to spread this out for a few minutes, so I'll stick with the B7000. Don't think I need the super glue for this one yet. All lined up with the outline there. Sort of seems like everything's hidden. Likewise on this one. That seems about right. Okay. Up on that one. Okay, I think that's it. Set you aside, let that get a little drier too. I hadn't been keeping track of it. That was step 7. We're on to step 8 now. Bring our floor back in. We're going to add some doorways. Wide variety, and of course that one we just made is also going to go in here too, but like I said, we'll get to that last so we can have a chance to let it dry a bit. Plethora of door options here. Let's see, so this one has to go here, and they've only got the one stud on each side, each one, so okay, doesn't say anything about gluing, but it's, I guess that's not loose. It felt a little loose to start with. And this is where our fancy one goes that we just did, but then we're on to this one. These guys go first. These guys go in Okay, must be. Let's see. Okay. Looks like. Hard to tell. Let me see. Okay, so the door goes in the furthest one over, and this one here. So that one. So our doorway is right. Yeah, so it looks like it's cracked open. Yeah. Okay. Now this one here. That one does feel really loose. So I may come back and do some gluing on it. Hard to find in the black and white checkerboard. It's hard to find the holes from over here, this angle. And this one. Okay. Yeah, this one's definitely going to need some gluing. But the rest of them, I think, are going to be sturdy enough. They all seem to be sort of hanging in there. Okay, so I'll just put me drop here on our shoulders, and then on the bottom of that foot there. Okay. And now it's been a minute or three, so let's pop this guy in there. Yeah. Well, it's definitely not going anywhere. Alright, so we got our selection of doorways around our hole. Now make sure it can go all the way. I don't want to push too hard and break it. So I'm going to pop this back and push this down while I was doing all that. Okay, so I'm going to live and let live on that piece. So you over there and move on to the next little bit, which is, this is going to be a combination of step 9 and 10, because I want to keep them straight. Okay, so it says this one, we got the slanted end and the flat end. The slanted end goes to the rear. Okay, I should go in further than that. Maybe not. Okay. Well. Okay, yeah, I think it did end up going a little bit further when it was all said and done. And then it says a little glue along the spine here, and then that goes into our curvy bit. So let's do some dots. So, and there. And bring you around top here. We got our curved wall there. Dig it. Feels pretty secure. The glue seems a little overkill, but I think it's not bad to have that reinforcement. So you there, and then both steps 11 and 12 now, so we're the same thing. Got this guy on our slanty end to the back, flat end to the front. No, it's not. It should be all the way in there. Also feels like, okay, yeah, it finally did go flush on the edge there. That's same sort of thing, just a few dots around the edge there. Around there. Excellent. Nice tight fit in that seam. I like that. So we got our matching set of these guys. And on to, let's see, get to build us a chandelier, which I've got a few steps built in on this one too, so it's not going to use all these pieces just yet. So I just need these 4 in the ring right now. It's calling for, it's calling for glue. This is 4 or 5. It's just 4 of them. Okay, so we're going to skip. We're just going to do the side bit, so it'll be. Okay, here, so it's going to go in like that. Okay. I'm so used to going from the side, I would have missed that one. Okay, bring me this in for this then, because we're going to be doing from the top. Let's do a dab. I need to get one of those toothpaste roller things to force my glue to the edge. A little extra there, I think. You guys down. Last one. Whoops. Down and flush against the. That does not look even on this one. Yeah. Okay, I guess they are supposed to sort of lean. I guess the chain looks like the chains are leaning back together because it does look, yeah, even from the top. So I guess that's probably about right. Let's see, am I gonna be able to? Okay, I need to set it aside for a minute. So I'm actually put the clamps on either side here. I'm not using, so I got the elevation and sort of wedge the clamp and lean the clamp against something so it. Yeah, alright. Now we get to what should be fun part. So got these guys. And this is going. Okay, so that just goes into these two. Okay, holding that steady. And we take our lights. This is one of the 2 shortest ones. So I got 3 short ones, so either of these, I guess. I don't think they're. Okay, yeah, that's the black and the red circuit. Okay. So, make sure. Yeah, all 3 of those are short, so let's just pick one and try and detangle it a little bit. Maybe. Alright. You go. Okay, down. Yeah, sort of go down and into there. Okay, sideways to, I guess, to get the wires to fit. And this. Okay. Now, actually, I think I'll do that in a second because we got. First thing we got to do is mount this guy up here. Make sure I get the right side going. Yeah, blue on the right. And a fancy one on the left. Okay, so there's a little situation. Okay. Now, I wish I plugged in my hot glue gun. Maybe not. Let's stick with this. Like I said, this is supposed to just go in. Maybe this. Okay, when I put the other part in, maybe it'll hold it together. Okay, get you into there. Okay, so that, like so. Now we'll bring in those last two. These guys go up into those notches, supposedly. So. Still plenty of glue in there, just a lot of air too. Yep. May have to go get the hot glue gun. Okay. No spot for it to go through there. Lights fight for me here. Okay, let me go warm up the hot glue gun and I'll be right back. That light bulb's got to be held in place. Okay, let's see if I can't get this to cooperate somehow. Let's see, maybe I'll put a little dog. Can I put a little dog leg in this? I don't think it will, but okay, in there. I just need something to make sure it stays centered. So, all likelihood about to burn myself with the hot glue. Now, let's see. Well, this, no, I don't have room for that. Okay. I'm trying to find a good spot. Okay, so if I can get some right above the LED there, I think I'll be in business. Looks like it would give me clearance on it. Maybe I can get my fingers out of the way. Let's find out. Let's get it in there good. Okay, that seems pretty stable. Got it centered. Okay, now where to do my chandelier. And reapply my B7000. Also took the opportunity to clean off my nozzles, so maybe that'll be a little bit better. Okay. Now, seem to get it to separate. So we're gonna go in right there. Yeah. Yep. That was all we needed. Okay. So squeeze that in there. So leave you upside down. While I go to work on a couple more spots, and we getting close to wrapping up tonight. I think we're going to have a room when it's all said and done tonight. That's sort of my goal I want to get to. It's not even a room that I noticed in the picture. Either of the pictures they've shown us here. I don't even know where this one is from or to. But we'll get there. Okay. So we got more of our little supports and walls. And these are all the same. They're all beveled on both sides. Evidently I didn't sand them. Saw those. Maybe that's just the veneer on the end. Okay. Okay. Right. Sort of the same principle. Got these guys. Missed. That's definitely. Oop. Doesn't feel good putting that much pressure on these things, but it seems to be handling it. That one actually snapped in place. That's new. Another snap on that one too. Okay, well, a little snappy. That's good. And then, so we got these two facing one, two at one. Yeah, got them facing in and in. Now we go. Okay, so this guy goes into this one of these. Oh, yeah, still doing the glue along the spine too. Forgot about that. Wrap you around and Neo has gotten used to lounging outside on the porch all afternoon the last couple of weeks. Now she sort of fusses when I bring her in for the night. If you can hear her whining. I've had her going on 15 years and she has never been a fan of being outside, but all of a sudden she's decided that's what she wants to be doing. I don't know if she'll come in here or not. Sometimes that helps me around. She thinks I've left her alone with the dogs. Imagine me doing something so cruel to her. these two, of course, go the other way. And one more. Whoops. A little bit on that one. Okay, so we got, like I said, got those facing either way on both pair. Now, I'm going to install our, I don't know if that dome or not, and onto our, so this guy, oh, get you facing, you can go into the edges here. Okay. Okay, so I got those. I have to do a little bit. I think once we get them all installed, I may do some glue dabs on the top of the doors to sort of hold them up against the walls, but blend in good with the doorways. Now, these go behind all our other doors here, so you're this one. Nope, not a whole lot of pressure, but just go holds it in. This one and to get a grip to push down on. A little more snug. Your mileage may vary on which ones. I got it to go in there. Now, the dark one here. Yeah, because that one just sort of dropped in. That's going to need some glue. Because it just fell in place. And this, whoops. Okay, that's all. That out of the way over there. Of course, our last one here. Wiggle on it. That one's not super tight. It's not nowhere near as loose as that other one. No, not supposed to be. No, there's no. We're going up at the top. So next question. No, it doesn't show any glue. But we are supposed to be bringing in. Shortest light, install it in the position shown. It doesn't show any position shown. Okay, supposed to just come from the back. But here's what our room looks like so far. Pretty cool. Yeah. I'm guessing we're gonna eventually put some something around the edges to hold it in place. They are sort of wobbly. They are, but it also does sort of go right into form too. Let's see, it says we're supposed to take okay, it says oh, okay, actually B and C, so these two should have, okay, there's a little groove, so that's where we take the next, our next short light bulb, so one of these guys, and apart and just slide you through to get the wire, there we go. And they're going up. Okay, bringing it up on. Okay, I see where it's going now. Okay, so let's set this out of the way. We're supposed to take it, actually go up, and then still it would. Okay, so it's gonna stay. Okay, I should pull this back out. It's going to end up coming back out this way, but we want the wire to be in there. Yeah, and it seems awful exposed for something that's going to be right there anyway. Let's see. Supposed to bring it out in front of it. Well, it comes out on top of our chandelier anyway. It says to use our tape to hold it in place there, so I don't. So, okay, that's confusing to me. It's supposed to go all the way. See, it's very vague instructions. I would hot glue that, but since I'm not sure exactly what they want me to do with that, I'm going to leave it alone and wait till I know exactly what I'm supposed to be doing with it before I decide to lock it in place. So with me trying to figure that out, we're gonna call that a night, because that's a good. I think actually I'm not even gonna bother having that in there. That's, I think, a good place to stop. Got us a room. I was debating whether to put some glue on those door frames, but I think I'm gonna let it slide without them. That still looks pretty good. Got our, they actually lined up pretty good along our little that bar across there. Yeah, I'm digging it. I don't know what this is supposed to be. I guess it's the door that the first room Alice went into when she fell down the hole. That must be where this is run. But we will call that a night. Thanks for watching, everybody. Like, subscribe, comment, complain, share. Do whatever you want to with all of that. Be good to one another. Stay safe. And click on a link. There's my channel up there if you'd like to subscribe. There's my other channel over there if you want to watch me do some experiments a couple times a month. This is what YouTube thinks you should be watching, and this will be the playlist for this whole build once I get more than one video up. See you tomorrow.